Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red, who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade, as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead."
The Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim, believe that Skyrim should secede from the Empire, which they feel is corrupt and crumbling. This stance came about due to the aftermath of the Great War and the imposition of the White Gold Concordat by the Outmarried Dominion, banning the worship of Talos. The Stormcloaks consider the Empire as just a puppet of the Thalmor because the Empire surrendered during the Great War and accepted the Dominion's terms of surrender. These terms, as said, ban the worship of Talos, which most Nords do not support. Many are outraged by the Talos ban and point out to the Markarth incident as an example of their empire publicly supporting the Dominion's oppressive influence over Skyrim. Vostag, a Nord warrior who lives in the town of Markarth. You can usually find him sitting in the Silverblood Inn or waiting for someone to hire his mercenary services. Vostag is an incredible adventurer, generally liking to explore caves, but he does not like mines containing their poisonous gases, or so he says. He does have a extremely good knowledge about Dwemer artifacts, often commenting on the trap-making skills of the Dwemer to any who will listen. Today's battle report, we have a game of Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. It's going to be the Stormcloaks played by myself versus Stephen, who's going to be playing with the Adventurers. In today's scenario, we are going to be playing the Battle Mode Scenario 3 called Ambush. Now this scenario is exactly what you expect. One player will be the defender setting up in the middle of the table, and the attacker will be setting up on the two opposing edges on the sides, as you can see by our deployment map here, effectively surrounding them and trying to take them out. The scenario will use adversaries and treasure, and the attacker will always take advantage in the first turn. Now, players will score victory points in a couple of different ways. So the defender will score them for keeping their models alive and removing the enemy followers, not the leader, their followers. And the attacker will get points for slaying every enemy model and for each of the treasure tokens they actually search, because the treasure apparently belongs to the defenders. With that said, let's get cracking on. We're playing a 200 Septim game, and let's go check out those forces. Alright, so here we have 200 Septims of the Stormcloaks. So to start with, we have Raelof, Warrior of the Resistance. He's got his hunting bow, Stormcloak Curious. In his inventory, he's got a wooden shield there, and then in quick slot, we have the Steel War Axe and a Potion of Minor Healing. Joining him and leading the Stormcloaks is your Sherald Thrice-Pierced Stormcloak Commander, who has the Stormcloak Officer's Armor, Steel War Axe, and Wooden Shield equipped to begin with, and in the quick slots have the Potion of Minor Healing. Joining them, we then have 3 Stormcloak Soldiers, all with great swords to round out the force. So then we have 200 Septims of Adventurers. We have Vostag, Freelance Adventurer, leading them, who is equipped with an Elven Sword, Elven Shield, and Elven Light Armor. Joining him, we have Aranea, who is the Priestess of Azura. She has a Potion of Minor Magicka, and then spell-wise, she has Bound Sword, Reanimate Corpse, and then she's also got the Necromancer Robes and the Amulet of Akatosh. Lastly, we have the Breton Fire Mage, who has a Scimitar and the Firebolt spell, along with Mage Robes equipped. And then in the quick slot, we have another Potion of Minor Magicka. Alright, so then we have our quest. Now, this is the quest for the Stormcloaks, which we drew the Rogue Wizard, and lucky enough, our opponent's party contains at least one model with 1 or more spell cards. In fact, we have 2. I choose one enemy hero with at least 1 spell cast to be the Rogue Wizard, and I'm going to choose Aranea. That model immediately chooses an extra spell card worth up to 12 Septims at no cost. Choose one of your hero. That hero will gain green to all attacks versus the Rogue Wizard. And our objective is to remove the Rogue Wizard before the game as a casualty before the game ends. And then for the Adventurers, they got Hired Muscle. So we choose one of the heroes from the Adventurers to be Hired Muscle. And this will be Vostag. Now we choose an enemy hero, which he's chosen to be Sherald. The Hired Muscle must inflict at least 1 point of damage on the target with an unarmed strike, and the target must survive the game. And then we are picking oaths for the game. So for the Stormcloaks, I'm going to go with Fear in the Dark and Take Cover. So my party will remove or incapacitate an enemy model via a sneak attack, and remove or incapacitate an enemy model via a ranged attack. And so for the adventurers, they're just going to go with Stain the Earth with their blood, which is their party will remove or incapacitate over half the enemy party. Pretty good one for the adventurers because I do have the 3 Stormcloak soldiers, which would just need to be killed in order to complete it. So last thing before we get into the models and deployment, for the extra spell that Aranea will get, Stephen has chosen to take Chain Lightning on her for an extra bit of destruction power. And so the board is all deployed for the Stormcloaks. We have 2 of the Stormcloak soldiers with a Shroud on this side. See the treasure tokens deployed there for this side of the game. We then have your Breton Fire Mage, Aranea, and we also have Vostag in the center. On the other side of the table, we have Rayloff and the other Stormcloak soldier. So game looks like this. Adversaries have been placed down as well. So we've got Skeleton, Draugr, more Skeleton Archers over here. We then have 2 Draugr facing off against Rayloff, and then I smartly put this guy all the way out of the way on that treasure token there because I do not want to fight him. So, first turn is going to begin.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Alright, so first activation for the game, your Shroud has moved up. We're then going to go for a power attack into that Draugr. So 2 will hit for a point of damage. The Draugr has base yellow defense, so it needs to ignore the point of damage or it will perish. It does. That is unfortunate, so it's going to strike back. And so Draugr is going to strike your Shroud back, adding a yellow for a power attack. That'll be a 3, that'll 2, that'll hit. So it's 1 point of damage and piercing. Effectively, I need to roll 2 points of damage to save, and 3, I stop the damage coming back as well. And so the skeleton here is actually in range of your Shroud, so we'll see what he does then. Preferably on camera, please. Cool, that'll just be a base move. Attack, sorry, so it's not going to move, so it'll attack the closest viable target, which will be this Stormcloak soldier here. So, short range attack, it's going to aim with its point of stamina for the round as well. That'll hit for 2 points of damage, and so I need to stop at least 2 points of damage here. 1, that gives me 2, that actually will kill my Stormcloak from a Skeleton Archer. Wow. Yeah, that did not go to plan on my first activation. Alrighty, so Vostak has spent a point of stamina to come over, and the Hide Muscle, you're going to try and complete this right off the get-go, so you need to cause a point of damage and then not let me die this round. Or this game. So go for it. See whether you can hit. You can do a power or an aim strike if you want. So going for a power attack, hoping you don't kill me. Nah, 2 points of damage. You do hit though. Your Shroud has red for my armor, so we'll see whether I can stop all your damage. So you're gonna have to try again. So we move up with the Stormcloak soldier into Vostag. We're going to go for a power attack, which only costs 1 stamina, even with Cumbersome now, thanks to your Shroud. So that means we're going to be green, black, red. So can we get the hit? The green is in here because we outnumber. We got, oh, that was a 6. So 6, 5. Ooh. So we're at 5. This needs to be a -1, and it is. So that will hit for 3 points of damage on your Shroud. So Elven Light Armor on your Vostag, 2 yellow for defense. 2 helmets. So Vostag will take a wound. Alright, so Aranea has moved down. We're then going to use or summon Reanimate Corpse, because I read a dead Stormcloak soldier, so see whether we can summon my Stormcloak. You need a 6 or less. That is a critical fail and will not succeed. And so activation for the Stormcloaks. Rayloff is just going to move behind the barricade here and go for a sneak. And so the Breton Fire Mage is just going to go for a shot into the Skeleton Archer here. So he does just need to hit below his generic score for his destruction, which will be a 4. That'll be a hit for 3 points of damage, and the helmet, which will generate an additional red dice. Yeah, the skeleton can't possibly save that because it can only max save 2, so it is dead. So we've moved up the Stormcloak soldier. I'm going to go into the Draugr. So we have to have to spend a point of stamina to get there. So we're just straight black dice and white. That'll hit though, which is cool. So just a flat yellow for defense. 1, so that will still do the damage to kill it. And so because I got that, I actually got follow-up as well. So we will go for the second one, and we crit the second one. So that is going to do 3 points of damage, plus add a green, so you can't stop all that, because max you can do is yellow, so that kills the other one as well. Alright, so it's enemy activation, so this is pretty simple. We'll just roll a d3 to go for it. Yeah, you can roll on a 1 to 3, it's the Overlord. On a 4 to 6, it'll be the Skeleton down here. It's the Overlord activating. I'll roll this to see what he does. He's just going to objective, I believe. So the Draugr Overlord moves towards the closest visible target. Rayloff is currently hidden, so they both were targeted on 16, but Rayloff is hidden, so it wasn't him. So it just moves for an attack. It was an attack, not objective, sorry, for the Might creatures with that, so it just moves towards Aranea. And so, event for the first turn, we have a few words with you. Your champion and at least one enemy hero is still in play. This is a single stage quest. So, choose one enemy hero. Your champion must either persuade them by spending a special action passing a speech skill test within 3 inch and line of sight of that model, or kill them by removing them as a casualty. The quest is failed if any other hero kills this. 3 victory points for persuading them, or 1 VP for killing them. Well, seeing as this is what we're doing, I'm going to try and persuade you that I did nothing wrong. Either with my words or with an axe. 2 adversaries come back into play, so it'll be the 2 Draugr. I'm going to say hello to a Fire Mage there. So it goes over to the Adventurers to make the first activation for turn 2.
Guard might get nervous. A woman approaches with her weapon drawn.
Today's video is brought to you by Baron of Dice, a premium wargaming dice that make your table come alive. Now, if you're looking for some great dice to suit an army you play on the tabletop in a variety of different games, go to Baron of Dice and check out their website. You can also use our discount code down in the video's description, which will help support the channel, but also nab you a cheap little discount. The dice you see pictured here are the official dice for Parabellum's Last Argument of Kings Conquest by them as well, which you can find on the Parabellum e-store as well. So, Yisrael is, no, not Yisrael, wrong character. That is your character, so that is Vostag, the freelance adventurer, attacking Yisrael, but he's punching him to try and get your hide muscle quest to complete. Will not hit. So that'll be a fail, but you're going to throw up a block after that, I'm assuming?
Yep.
So Draugr is going to go, it'll go back into Vostag. It'll critical fail, so that's good for you. So that means you don't have to spend your block on that. But this Skeleton Archer will activate. Now we'll see what that does, because its closest eligible target is actually Aranea. And helmets. Alright, so the Skeleton Archer does flee from Aranea, but he is still in range to make an attack, so we'll do so. So he is at long range, so there's just 2 yellow, which I don't think will hit. I think they need 3s. And they certainly do. They need 3, so that will not be a hit on Aranea. Over to the Adventurers. So I'm going to try and do a few words with you. So I'm going to try and talk to Vostag, the freelance adventurer here, and tell him I did nothing wrong. It was not me who stole your sweet roll. So I need a 5 or less, which I get a crit on and succeed. So then I'm going to do a power attack into the Draugr here. So we crit again. So that Draugr is dead. He can't stop 4 points of damage with bleed, not that it matters for undead things. Alright, so Aranea is going to go and try and do Reanimate Corpse to begin with. Which will critical fail again. You are a bad conjurer. And so realise that Aranea actually wants to move because she totally was within 9 inch of the Draugr Overlord, and that would not be good. Alright, so we're going to go with the Stormcloaks soldier here. He's going to check treasure. It is locked, so a strength test, so I need a 1 to break this open. 1 or a crit, so I'm strength 4 on them, so 1 or crit. Got a 2, of course I did. So it doesn't open. And so then we're just going to throw up the 2-handed block after that, and that'll be him done. So Breton Fire Mage, he runs away from the Draugr that just came on near him. Smart decision, but he is going to shoot a Firebolt at my warrior, because you do now need to kill at least both of them and Rayloff because you can't actually kill your Shroud, so unless you want to give up on that. But so going with Firebolt, you're aiming it as well, plus your destruction benefits. So that is a crit, so a black on the damage there as well. I think I'm dead. That is 6, 7. Yeah, I think I'm dead because, yeah. You also add red from that too.
Yeah.
So that is 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there is no way I can stop that with him. He is incinerated. Like, he is ash on the wind. Right, so Rayloff is still sneaking, so I'm going to make a sneak attack. Path of the Shadow means I get better at this, and I'm going to aim it as well. So, close range, this is what we're getting. That is 6, -3. That'll hit on a 3 for 3 points of damage. So, that'll just knock your Breton Fire Mage down straight away. But you will have your endurance test to make to see if you can survive or die. So, endurance test. You are endurance 4, 3. So, need a 3 or less on this. As a 4, you fail, and that means you'll die. So, going with a aimed strike with the Stormcloak Soldier into Vostag here. That'll crit. So, wow. Yeah, I also had green to it, but it hits anyway, so... yeah, 6 points of damage on Vostag. Alright, so Vostag, first of all, is going to roll for his shielding test. Because he's got the Elven Light Armor on, he gets to add green to the shielding test. So you need to hit your shield score of 4, but you are adding a green into it as well. So go. So go. Yep, that'll succeed. So you will get your defense with a shield as well. So that means you get 4 yellow on your defense. We only have 3 dice, so reroll one of them. So you take 3 wounds on Vostag. Which will be... Oh, okay, that'll take him down. But, wait. And so, I didn't actually want to kill him. I wanted to wound him so Yisrael could do it. So, endurance test. You survive, so you're just knocked down, which is going to be good. So, end of the round, we just have one of the adversaries activating. So, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, we get... That is 2, so it'll be this one, which is not good for you, because she is definitely closest. I'll roll the dice because it's going to affect you. So that is cross swords. Alright, so aiming with the skeleton into you. Yeah, critical fail. You called it. That is that for the adversaries. Right, so your event for the adventurers is Divine Inspiration. Choose one of your models. That model may reroll any number of dice for its next skill or attribute test. I'm assuming that's going to be on the one model that's alive.
Yep.
And so one adversary comes back into play with the Draugr there.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Today's battle report is also brought to you by Mithras Games. Fantastic tabletop wargaming mats out of New Zealand. Now, Mithras Games has a variety of different mats. We've got the fantastic Desert Red, the nice Tundra Green, and the frosty Ice Blue here as well. All of these mats are a really nice high quality, generally very similar to how you would get your mouse pads for your mats. But fantastic high quality mats, we love them. Mithras Games are a fantastic supporter of the channel. You can pop on over to their website, especially if you're local to Australia or New Zealand. They're a fantastic company to help support. So Yisrael is going to go execute Vostag here, or actually... No, I'm not, because I don't actually want to kill Vostag. I'm not going to execute you because I get more victory points for not. So actually, Yisrael is then going to go into combat with Aranea. So I'm going to power attack. Because you are on the other side of the fence, you're getting yellow, and you've got maid armor. So we go and we hit for 2 points of damage. Mage armor and the barricade will save you 2 points, so done. So Aranea is going to disengage, so I will get a free strike at her. So we'll see what we do with this. Probably not too much. I mean, that'll hit for 2 points of damage again, but over a barricade. So again, same defense. Saved it all. Right, so Aranea is then going to go Chain Lightning. So starting off with, first of all, let's see if we can hit. That'll be a critical fail again. Wow, she has been such a letdown so far. Stormcloak Soldier jumps the fence, and we're going to attack Aranea, spending a point of stamina for a power attack, for an aim strike, sorry. So, That will hit. Oblivion symbol, I don't think does anything for me. Nope, so that'll just be 2 points of damage on Aranea. She's just got red now with her mage armor. Saves 1, so it'll just be a wound on her. Alright, so Vostag, we're going to do another endurance test for him. See whether he can live or die. That's an 8, so no, he succumbs to his injuries and dies. That is annoying, because I didn't kill him with Vostag, so it does mean I only gained 1 VP from that, because I'm not the one that killed him. And then I've got Rayloff next. And so next, Rayloff is going to shoot the Draugr Overlord here. So, see what we get. We critical fail on that. Wow. So, that is an attack, and we didn't kill the target, so we will lose our sneak token. Right, so we're just going around the table with numbers. So, starting with 1, ending with 6 over there, seeing what our adversaries 3, so it'll be this skeleton here. Roll a black dice for them to see what they do. That is, they're just going to move, I believe, with that. Alright, so skeleton moves up. Tongue is Shroud now, so green, yellow, yellow. And it's white dice, don't forget. That'll be a crit, but it's a skeleton, so it can't crit. His Shroud's defense, 3 points, and that'll be saved. So next up on the event, 1, so that'll be the Overlord. So we'll roll to see what he does. So he's gone over and he's going to shout at Rayloff. So red, yellow, critical fail, thankfully. And so roll a d4 for our last activation, which will be 4, which will be this Draugr over here. See what he does. That is the helmet. And so he just moves over. He rolled objective, which means he'll go towards the nearest treasure token, which is over there. So at the end of turn 3, that is what we're looking like. We've still got the event for the round. This is for the Stormcloaks. Disease. Choose one of your models. That model must pass an endurance test or to get the disease rule. Well, at this point, we are definitely going to try and put that on my dude here.
None of them have injuries.
So I fail. And so bringing in one adversary, we just put the skeleton archer there. So it'll be turn 4. And the turn will now go to the adventurers. However, at the end of that, I do have 5 VP, so I am going to level up Rayloff, because I feel like he will need the level up to take on that Draugr. Right, so to start with, Aranea is going to try and summon a bound sword for herself. She needs a 6 or less, and critical fails again. And look at that. He rolls it, and it's a crit. She can now do an unarmed strike, I guess, is the only other thing she can really do, so she might try and punch. So Aranea is going to power attack now with a punch. Will she hit? Hey, that's a crit, so add black to that. It's just 4 points of damage, which I can't actually stop. So, yeah, I blocked yellow, none, and get taken out by the punch. Turns out she's not a wizard, she's a Path of Might character. So Yisrael, seeing you kill his friend, we're going to come up. And Yisrael will hit for 3 plus helmet, which will give bleed, which is bad if you suffer a wound. So 3, she's just got red. Takes 1, so she takes 2. So she needs to pass an endurance test now, of which she will be at a -2 for as well because of bleed. 10, that just, yeah, she dies. And that will be quite a convincing game to the Stormcloaks. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games, or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description. And as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And our YouTube members, Greenridge Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.